folks, welcome to the Hoosier Marshall channel. Today we're going to dig into the negative effects of socialism in our society in 2025. If you've been paying attention to the polls and headlines, socialism's appeal is on the rise, especially among younger folks. But is it really the utopia it's painted to be? Spoiler, history and current trends say no. Let's get on it. First off, socialism involves government control over the means of production, aiming for equal distribution of wealth. Sounds noble, right? But in practice, it often leads to centralized planning, high taxes, and reduced personal freedoms. In 2025, we're seeing echoes of this in policies like expanded entitlements and calls for universal basic income, which critics argue are steps towards full socialism. Now let's explore the downside. One of the biggest knocks against socialism is that it's a drag on economic growth. When the government calls the shots on production and distribution, inefficiencies pile up. Resources get misallocated because bureaucrats, not market forces, decide what's needed. A recent study shows that implementing socialist policy can slash annual growth rates by about 2 percentage points in the first decade alone. Think about that. In 2025, with global economies still recovering from pandemics and inflation, we're already seeing this in place, pushing socialist agendas. For instance, high progressive taxes discourage investment, leading to slower job creation and innovation. Venezuela's collapse is a stark reminder, but even in the U.S., expanded social programs are straining budgets with national debt hitting record highs this year. In 2025, countries like Sweden, often mislabeled as socialist but really social democratic with capitalist underpinnings, are facing backlash for high taxes stifling entrepreneurship. Meanwhile, pure socialist experiments continue to falter, with reports from Cuba and North Korea showing persistent shortages. Our society risks the same if we keep expanding government control. And moving on, socialism kills the drive to succeed. Why bust your butt innovating or working harder if the rewards are redistributed? This lack of economic incentive is a core flaw. In socialistic systems, progressive taxation and wealth caps mean high earners see diminishing returns, leading to brain drain, talented folks fleeing to freer economies. We've seen this in 2025 with tech entrepreneurs leaving high-tax states like California for places like Texas. Innovation suffers too. Without the profit motive, breakthroughs slow down. Remember how capitalism fueled the smartphone revolution? Under socialism, central planning often prioritizes equality over efficiency, resulting in outdated tech and services. A Pew survey highlights Americans' views. Many associate socialism with weakened work ethic and stifling creativity. In our 2025 society, this could mean fewer startups, more monopolies under government oversight, and a generation less motivated to push boundaries. Look at the UK's recent pushes towards more socialist healthcare expansion. They're dealing with longer wait times and a doctor shortage, effects rippling into society with poorer health outcomes. Here's where it gets scary. Socialism empowers the government way too much. Central planning invites corruption and abuse of power. In 2025, we're witnessing this in proposals like New York City's socialist-inspired ideas for city-owned groceries, which critics say will lead to insufficiencies and favoritism. History is littered with examples. The Soviet Union, Mao's China, where leaders used socialism to consolidate control, leading to oppression. In the U.S., expanding entitlements means more bureaucracy, less freedom. The government deciding your job, income, or even speech. That's the slippery slope. Recent polls show 57% of Americans view socialism unfavorably, citing fears of excessive reliance on the state. And with young people favoring it at 62% among 18 to 29-year-olds. We're at a crossroads where society could lose its individualistic spirit. Project 2025, the conservative blueprint, explicitly rejects socialism to promote liberty. highlighting how it could exacerbate divisions. Socialism promises equality, but it often creates a new elite, the bureaucrats. Everyone else becomes dependent on the state, eroding self-reliance. In 2025, with rising calls for free college and health care, we're seeing more people reliant on government handouts, which critics say discourages work. This fosters a culture of entitlement, weakening social bonds. Ironically, inequalities persist. Party officials live lavishly while the masses struggle. Look at modern China, massive wealth gaps despite socialist roots. In our society, this could mean higher poverty rates long term as incentives vanish and productivity drops. Gallup polls in 2025 show deepening divisions, with socialism's popularity underscoring societal rifts. Fast forward to today. The revival of socialism is being called a negative emotional contagion, spreading dissatisfaction without solutions. In the U.S., democratic socialists are gaining ground, but elections like New York City show backlash. Candidates lose because voters see the flaws. Globally, socialist policies in Latin America continue to fuel migration crisis affecting our borders. Social media buzz in 2025 echoes this. Users criticize socialism for causing shortages, like in housing under democratic socialist land use policy. One post sums it up. Socialism leads to less money in society with multiple negative effects. In conclusion, while socialism lures with promises of fairness, its negative effects, stagnant economies, lost freedoms, abuse potential, dependency, and inequality are tearing at society's fabric in 2025. We need to champion capitalism with safeguards, not government overreach. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if this opened your eyes, and subscribe for more real talk. Thanks for watching. Stay